Good morning, friends. I'm Chelsy B Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for a juicy Hatha morning yoga flow. All we're going to need today is just our mat, and if you'd like your cup of coffee or tea or water, lemon water, it's great for the morning. Cheers. Let's begin. We are going to start by taking a few deep breaths, grounding down our body, waking up and getting all that stagnant prana out of our body. So taking a nice deep breath in and exhaling out through our mouth. Taking a nice deep breath in again through our nose and exhaling through our mouth. Very nice. Let's inhale our arms up overhead, stretching through our fingertips. And exhale, hands down to heart. We're going to make some hip circles here, waking up the spine, waking up the hips, getting some nice juicy movement in. Starting in one direction, staying connected with our breath. All right, let's make circles in the opposite direction, going as wide as feels comfortable. Get some nice stretches in the hips here, just waking up our body. Grounding down our nervous system, just setting ourselves up for success today. Let's place your left hand on your left knee and press away from our body. And inhale, come up, placing your right hand on your knee, pressing away from the body again, getting a nice stretch in the hip flexors here. Very nice, good job. And inhale, come back up to center. We're going to make some small circles with the crown of our head. I'm just starting small, slowly making the circles wider. Making sure that you're being gentle with the back of the neck if it's stiff or sore. And remembering to stay connected with our breath. And exhale our chin down to chest and round our spine here, getting a nice little stretch in the back of the neck, opening up the spine, and exhale, coming forward, little seated cat-cow. Let's make circles in the opposite direction with the crown of our head. And just gently making the circles wider. Remembering to breathe. Very nice, good job. And on your next circle, let's drop our chin down to chest and round our spine here again, pressing away from the knees. And inhale, coming up. Nice little seated cat-cow there. Let's open up the legs, bringing them forward and just stretching them out. Bring your left leg open to the side as far as feels comfortable. Maybe it's here, maybe it's straight, maybe it's here. Whatever feels good for your body. Inhale that right arm up and exhale, leaning over as far as feels good. Taking a nice deep breath in and exhale, trying to soften our thighs, our calves. And inhale, coming back up to center. Bringing your right leg out to the side. Toes are pointed up to the ceiling. Taking a nice deep breath in. And exhale, leaning over to the side. Again, as far as feels comfortable for your body. I'm a little bit more flexible on my other side. But every side of our body is different. Every body is different. All right, let's butterfly our feet together. Further away if your back is sore or tight, or closer. Play around with it and see what feels good. With a straight spine, reaching through the crown of our head. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, leaning forward. Opening up the hips, getting a nice deep stretch here. All right, inhale, coming up. We're going to come onto our hands and knees now. Let's stretch out our wrists before we begin our sun salutations. Fingers are pointed back towards our knees. And if you need less, you can bring it closer to your knee or more further away. See what feels good. And sway your hips here back and forth. All right, flipping that wrist over, palm down, fingertips are pointed towards your knees. Very nice. You can make little circles with your wrist here if that feels good. Let's do the other wrist. The top of our palm is down, top of our hand. All right. Our palm now is down on the ground, fingertips towards the knees. This stretch was amazing for me. Years ago, I used to have carpal tunnel in my left wrist, going from my pinky all the way up to my left shoulder blade. And I began these wrist stretches. And I was gonna say when my daughter was like 1, she's 9 now. And I had really bad mommy wrists then. Sit on our heels here. But I began these wrist stretches and the pain in my arm shooting all the way up to my shoulder completely went away. I was just blown away. My prenatal yoga teacher showed me that one and I practiced it daily. And after a while, it just completely went away. I was blown away. All right, let's come up to standing here. Coming up to standing, inhaling our arms up overhead, reaching through the fingertips up to the sky. If it feels comfortable, if your lower back feels good, you can give a little back bend here. And exhale, hands to heart. Opening up the feet, hip distance. Exhale down. You can give a little bend in the knees here if you'd like, if that feels comfortable. The first forward fold of the day. Our body might be a little stiff, so give yourself some love. We're going to open our feet, widen our feet off the mat here. And leaning halfway. Exhale, lean forward all the way, dropping your head. Shaking your head, yes and no. And inhaling back up halfway. Walking your hands over to our right foot. Getting a nice deep stretch in the back of the leg. Coming to center and walking over to your left foot. Got a little crack in my spine there. That felt good. All right, we're going to place our palms firmly on the ground here. Our fingertips are pressing into the mat. We're going to hop or step back into our plank. I'm going to step 1 foot at a time. Maybe I'll hop in a few. All right, pressing our fingertips firmly in. We have a straight back. All the way from our heels to the tip of our head. Holding it for 3 breaths. Our belly button is tucked in. Our core is engaged. Legs are engaged. Our fingers are pressing firmly into the mat. One more. And exhale, coming into our downward dog. You can bicycle the feet out here. Remember, this is our first one of the day, so give your body some love. We're probably a little stiff. We're going to inhale, come forward, and exhale down. And coming up into either our upward dog or cobra, whatever feels good for your lower back. Tucking the toes back under. Inhale, coming up to our plank, and exhale back to our downward dog. And bring that left foot to the middle of the mat, opening up the hips, raising our right leg. Let's open up the hips even more, pointing the toes. You can look back, see if you can see your toes wiggling. Pointing them up to the ceiling. Bring that knee up to our chest, rounding the chest, pushing through our shoulder blade. Bring that foot into the middle of our mat, in between our hands. So we're in a low runner's lunge. Very nice, good job. We're going to drop that back knee, untuck the toes, walk your front foot to the side of your mat, and drop the hips even further. If you need to, you can tent. Bring these fingertips to the ground here to give yourself a little bit more room. We're going to open up the hips, trying to soften. Again, listening to your body and only going as far as feels comfortable. Let's straighten that front leg and come to sit on our right heel, or our left heel, sorry. Inhale up and exhale, bending over that right leg. Getting nice and juicy and open this morning. Bring our right foot to the middle of our mat, bringing up the left knee. We're going to drop that back heel and windmill our hands up to our first warrior two. And exhale, going a little bit deeper into that front knee, stretching through the fingertips, holding it for 3 breaths. Checking in with our alignment, making sure that we have a straight spine. Our belly button and our tailbone is slightly tucked. Holding it, you're doing a great job. Very nice. All right, let's windmill the hands back down. Our back toes point forward and bring our back foot up to meet our front. Inhaling up halfway and exhaling, folding forward. And inhaling, bending the knees slightly, coming all the way up to standing, reaching through those fingertips, hands to heart, opening up our legs again. We're going to run through that 2 more times, and we're going to do our left side. Inhaling and exhaling, folding forward. Walking our feet off the mat. Place your hands, firmly plant them on your mat, and you can jump or step back. Jump back this time. Holding our plank for 3 breaths. Staying connected with your breath and staying connected with your intention that you came to this practice with this morning. starting your morning out right, grounding down, connecting with yourself and your nervous system. And exhale into our downward dog. Again, if you would like, you can walk those feet. And inhale, coming forward into our plank. And exhaling down and up through our chaturanga. Trying to release our lower back. All right, let's tuck our toes back and come back into our downward dog. Placing your right foot in the middle of your mat this time. Opening up the left as far as feels comfortable. Let's open up those hips even more, looking back at your left foot, wiggling your toes, and bring that knee to chest, foot in between our hands. Coming into your runner's lunge, looking forward. Very nice. Let's drop that back knee, untuck the toes, walk your right foot off the mat, dropping the hips even further, getting a nice deep stretch in the psoas and the hip flexors, just gently twisting. Again, only going as far as feels comfortable. And if you feel any resistance, trying to breathe into that space or backing off. Very nice. If you need to, you can grab your drink and take a little drink. It is morning time. We do need our coffee, tea, or water. All right, walk that left foot back in between your hands. Tuck those back toes. Rotate the foot to come down. And inhale. Windmill those hands back up. So stretching through the fingertips and exhaling. Going a little bit deeper into that front knee. Building some strength in our legs. Checking our alignment. Making sure that we have a straight line from our tailbone all the way up through the crown of our head. Our tailbone and our belly button slightly tucked. Core is engaged, protecting that lower back. Reach through the fingertips. 2 more breaths. And if any thoughts should arise during this practice, just gently let them flow away. Right now is your time for connection and grounding. Very nice. Let's straighten that front leg and exhale, lean forward, coming into a twisted triangle. Bend that front knee again. We're going to point the left toes forward, rotate the right to point forward, and exhale. Come into a triangle on this side since we didn't do it with our other sun salutation. Very nice. Bending the knees. Come back to the top of our mat. Inhaling up all the way, fingertips pointed toward the sky. And exhaling, hands to heart. Give your body a little shake. Give your knees a little shake, your legs a little shake. Very nice, good job. Inhaling our fingertips back up, stretching, reaching for the sky. If it feels good, giving yourself a little back bend, and exhaling our hands to heart. Folding forward all the way. You can give yourself a little bend in your knees here again if that feels good. Or you can keep your legs straight. For me, my body is still loosening up, so I'm going to give myself some love and some grace and give myself a little bend in the knees. All right, walking our feet off the mat here. We're going to drop the hips over to the left. Inhale up, drop the hips over to the right. Inhale up, dropping the hips over to the left. Inhaling up, drop the hips over to the right. All right, coming back to center, planting our hands firmly on our mat, gripping with our fingertips and our palms. We're going to jump or step back into our plank, holding it for 3 breaths. And again, remembering that intention that you came to class with. Staying connected with your breath. 2 more. And exhale back into your downward dog. Hopefully our body is open a little bit more. We have a little bit more length, a little bit more strength. Very nice. Inhale, coming forward, and exhaling down through our chaturanga. And again, either coming into our cobra or placing our hands underneath our armpits. Inhale, coming up. Not underneath our armpits, to the side of our armpits. Coming up into our upward dog. Whatever feels good for your lower back and your body. Tucking the toes. Exhaling back to our downward dog. Let's bring that left foot to the middle. Inhaling our right foot up again. And exhaling, bring our knee to chest, foot in between our hands. Staying in our runner's lunge for just a second. We're going to drop those. Drop your back heel and rotating up. Our fingertips are pointed towards the sky, coming into something. We're going to drop that back heel and rotating open, stretching our fingertips up to the sky. Looking forward, finding your balance, coming up into our warrior 2. And exhaling, coming a little bit deeper into that front knee. Again, checking in with our alignment. Very nice, good job. Let's straighten that front leg. We're gonna reach our fingertips back, coming into a little triangle here. Very nice. Exhaling forward, getting the body nice and open and loose and juicy. Rotating those fingers down and exhaling, bending over that front leg. Let's bend that front knee and bring our back foot up to meet our right. Inhaling up halfway and exhaling, folding forward. Putting a little bend in our knees here. Inhale, coming up to standing. And exhaling, hands to heart. One more time on our left side because we don't want to be uneven. Inhaling our hands up to the sky. And exhaling, folding forward. You can place your hands underneath your toes here and give yourself a little stretch. Very nice. Walking our feet off the mat again. Placing our hands firmly down on the ground. Fingertips are gripping our mat. And you can walk or jump back to our plank. Very nice. Holding it for 3 breaths. This is just my favorite way to start the day. I love it when I'm able to wake up before my kiddos and just really do my yoga practice and ground down for the day. It doesn't happen every morning, but I try. All right, coming back into our downward dog. Feeling our body, feeling how much we just worked to open it up. And breathing into any spots in our body that are still tight or stiff. Looking forward, inhale, coming into our plank, and exhaling down through our chaturanga. Very nice. Tucking our toes, come back into our downward dog. Bring our right foot to the middle of our mat, stretching the left foot up to the sky, opening up the hips. Inhaling, knee to chest, placing our foot in between our hands, coming into our runner's lunge. Very nice. Rotate that back foot, so our foot is planted on the ground. Inhale, opening up the chest. And we're gonna rotate and come up into a warrior two. And exhaling, going a little bit deeper into that front knee. Good job. Remembering our alignment, our tailbone all the way through the crown of our head, straight spine, tucking our belly button and our tailbone slightly down. All right, let's straighten that front leg and exhale, reaching back, coming into a little inhale, coming back up, and exhaling forward. Very nice. My legs are feeling nice and open. I feel like my legs get so stiff. Okay, we are going to rotate that left foot forward. Bending at the hips, we're going to hinge forward. If you need to, you can grab some blocks here as well. You know, I didn't say in the beginning of the class that we needed blocks, but you can also open your feet as far as you need to place your hands down on the ground here. And inhaling up halfway, exhaling, leaning forward, dropping the head. And inhaling, coming up. We're going to walk our feet. Inhaling, coming up. We're going to walk our hands over to the left. And exhaling, releasing out any tension in the legs. Walking our hands to center. Nice. A nice deep stretch in the back of the legs. Very nice. Let's heel toe our feet in. We're going to come into a deep squat. Opening up the hips, nice and juicy. Let's place your left hand down to the ground and open up the chest. Placing your right hand down, open up the chest the other way. Very nice. Good job, friends. Exhaling, releasing out any tension. We're going to stretch our legs here now, coming into a seated position. Let's roll our feet. I hope those sun salutations opened up your body. You got your breath going a little bit. I know for some it might not be that intense, and for others it might be pretty intense. So wherever you are at in your fitness, in your yoga journey, that's fine. Everybody is different. Make sure you don't give yourself any judgment and just be where you're at in your journey. Let's bring our feet forward, toes are pointed up. Let's place our hands behind us, stretching up the chest. Sitting up nice and tall, trying to keep that length in our spine. We're going to hinge forward at the hips and exhaling, softening the back of the legs. Reaching for our toes or just reaching for our knees, whatever feels comfortable. You can give yourself a little bit of a passive stretch if you press the legs together here. Let's point the toes forward and up, forward and up, forward. Stretch through the toes, stretch, stretch, stretch. Tense them up as far as you can, as much as you can, and point them back and up. Whew. Very nice. All right, friends, that is the end of the class for today. I hope that got your body moving, got your prana flowing, loosened up the spine, and got you grounded and ready for the day. If you like this class, please like and subscribe. It helps others to find me as well and be looking for more. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'm Chelsy B Yoga. Namaste.